Hey, it's Kirkee B, Curt Bisquera, and I'm here with the one and only inventor, proprietor, the man himself, Mr. Jarle Johansen. How are you, Jarle? It's good to see you,
Thank
man.
you, Kirkee B.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
fine.
I'm so honored and what a pleasure to interview you. And you're the first for your own company, so this is going to be great. I'm so excited, and I'm sure a lot of viewers are excited to know about you and know the man behind the product. This incredible product right here, the CRS. This thing is amazing. I just pulled this off my kit out of the studio, so I had to I had to show everybody. But let's talk about how you got started. I mean, I know you're a drummer. Maybe you could tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about all of that.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for having me, Kirkee B.
It's a pleasure.
I started developing CRS back in 2009. It was an issue that caught me on the idea. When I played on a small stage or a racer, I was sitting down and just riding heavily on my kit, and I was starting to hear this loud, moving sound, like a standing wave or something. And at first, I didn't understand where it was coming from. So I started to examine, and it was coming from when I played the ride, of course, and it turned out it was vibrations coming from the cymbal and going down in the cymbal stand and out in the thin stage floor. I must have reached the same frequencies in the stand and in the floor because it was starting to resonate, and it was so awful. And from that day on, I was the first thing I did was to examine if I could find a product who could isolate my cymbal from the stand to get rid of the vibrations.
Yeah, it's really interesting. As drummers, we never think of those issues that we can um, experience when we're on stage or playing live or in the studio. You know, I've talked to a lot of drummers that have had this problem where they'll set
Yeah,
up their cymbal stand and a cymbal, and they'll go to hit it, and there's a weird vibration or a frequency that's happening, and the microphones will pick it up, or they could hear it behind the drum kit. And
yeah,
I was actually talking to a drummer, Matt Chamberlain, who we all know and love, and he was telling me a situation like that in the studio where there was a weird vibration coming from the cymbal in the stand. And so he had to find some rubber feet or felt that he put underneath the stand so it would stop that vibration and
yeah,
frequency. So I find
yeah,
that really interesting, and how amazing that you were able to come up with this amazing product, you know, to make it all happen. And tell us a little bit about how you conceptualized, how you thought about the CRS unit. Tell us a little bit
yeah.
how that came about.
My goal number one was to isolate the cymbal because of the vibrations, and I had to do that without compromising the way of playing cymbals. It couldn't wobble too much. It had to be small enough. It couldn't stand in the way. That was a lot of things I was thinking about. So that's why I'm going to show you. Um, uh, the damper itself, it has two discs. Uh, just a
Okay.
second.
By the way, I just realized right before we had the started the interview that you could actually unscrew this part right here.
Yeah,
That's great.
absolutely. So you see, you have a lower disc and an upper disc
Yes.
to make it stable. And when you mount the cymbal, both of the discs go down. So it's like a elastic rubber that moves in all three axes. So if you hang your cymbal like this. Let me take this one. You have the effect both ways.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea about your product, and I get this phone call from Trevor Lawrence Jr. and he's like, bro, I found this new amazing company, this guy out of Norway. It's called CRS. You have to check it out. And he was really excited, and he sent me a video that he made himself with his iPhone.
Yeah.
And I was blown away at the sound difference of the same ride cymbal and the same crash cymbal. It added much more resonance, and it's very true to the name, cymbal resonance system, and it just had more ring. And you could really hear the difference of how the cymbal can actually be the cymbal without it being choked or compromised in any way. So whatever you figured out in that suspension system, it really works.
Yeah, as I was thinking about this, I was thinking about the suspension system for toms, and I wanted to do the same thing with the cymbals, to have the same feeling when you play a cymbal on your fingertip and you only can hear the sound of the instrument itself and no interference or just the pure sound. Another thing that I discovered along the way is that like you mentioned earlier, vibration that got picked up by microphones. I had one issue before I get I was in developing stage, so I just had a few prototypes, and I was playing back in my church, and I was playing with in-ear monitoring, and I started to hear that wooing sound again. But this time it was only when I played on the right crash, and I started immediately to examine where is this sound coming from. So it ending up coming from the floor tom mic. When I lifted the stand of the mic, it disappeared.
Wow.
So that was crazy, because the stage floor was like dead wood. It's built to be dead. So, but the vibration comes from the crash down the stand and in the floor and up in the microphone to the floor tom.
That is amazing. I mean, that's physics right there, and how sound travels and how vibration works. And with the right mathematical vibration, something will resonate. And wow. But that's amazing that you were able to come up with this product that can isolate such a thing. I know a lot of drummers are going to be watching this and are watching it right now, and they're wondering, how do I purchase a CRS unit or a set for my kit, and I live in South America or United States or Germany? How do we go about purchasing your product?
You can either buy it online from our shop, or you can buy it in Germany. You can buy it from Benny Grab's shop. And in I don't remember. I don't have many dealers yet, because I opened it up for dealers this year. I haven't really done a lot of work yet getting dealers. So there is one in the UK and Sweden and South Korea. So
would you say it's best then to go directly to your website to purchase?
In some countries in Europe, maybe it's better to buy in your own country. I'm not sure, because you have to pay custom fees and stuff in Europe.
Understand.
So, but in the US, I think you guys can import into $500 without to pay taxes or custom fees. So in the US and Canada, I believe it's the same story. So we do shipping worldwide with DHL.
Great. And so also there's drummers out there right now watching this going, how do I get an endorsement? Can you tell us
Yeah,
a little bit how to go about that? I mean, you are the
yeah,
man. You would be the one to actually ask this question to, because you're
yeah,
the owner and operator of CRS. How would one drummer go about getting an endorsement?
yeah. That's really simple, actually. Just sending me an email and telling about themselves and what they do, and a link to social media and stuff would be nice. So yeah,
Okay.
that,
Do you mind giving out your emails so they could contact you if they feel
yeah.
worthy?
Oh yeah. The email is contact@crsnorway.com. And you can also find the email address on our website on the contact page.
And what is that website address?
That's crsnorway.com.
CRSnorway.com. Excellent.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay, tell me a little bit about, like, after you invented this product, and of course you were the first one to play it. Were you surprised at how well it worked, or were there some tweaks that you had to make before it became perfect? Tell us a little bit about that.
yeah. There was a process of finding the correct hardness of the rubber. The hardest part was to find the design and the way to do it, to make it stable. And for my reaction, I have to go back when I was talking to you about the floor tom, because that day, when I was hearing that sound, I was having some of my prototypes back home. So I drive home and I get the prototypes and mount them on the stand and try the same thing, and the sound was gone. And that was a
Wow.
happy day for me, because like the developing process was long, and I had some experience along the way that pushed me to like go on and go through with it. And just to talk about a little about my concept or thinking around CRS, because that day with the floor tom, I could easily have scooped out that frequency in the floor tom mic to get rid of the wooing and stuff, you know. But then I had to compromise my sound, and I'm for to have less compromise to get the sound you want. That's why I went home, get the CRS, and I still could have my EQ on the floor tom. Because those frequencies are often low frequencies. That was like another area that I found out that CRS were like doing a difference. Other things that drummers have made me conscious of is like a bass drum mounted cymbal stand. In that way, the isolation goes the other way. When you hit the bass drum, the cymbal will be activated. And the other idea was percussion. I had a Swedish percussionist, Axel Fagerberg, who was sending me an email, and he was he wanted to try it on wood blocks and stuff, because he said in studio he always was holding the wood block in his hand to get the most beefy sound and resonance. Or yeah. So
Yeah, I've noticed that on your social media, seeing a bunch of percussionists using the CRS system now with their cowbells, tambourines, you
yeah,
know, all their toys, and being able to mount it on that. And
yeah.
it seems like that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was like a new thing to me. I hadn't think about it before. So I discovered some things later with the CRS. It was one thing that was put me on the idea, and I discovered some things along the way. Yeah.
So what is in store? I mean, I know that this pandemic has been a really interesting time for all of us musicians,
Yeah.
specifically with traveling and things like that, and being able to perform live, or travel to go to a studio or wherever. Where do you where do you see the music industry within the next 3 to 5 years, and do you see the importance of CRS within the music industry? Like, I just, for me as a drummer, having my CRS on the drum kit made a huge difference, and I get a lot of compliments on my cymbal sounds now. I mean, I did before, obviously, but now it just seems like, man, it's like your cymbals are really clear and concise, and I could hear that. But what do you feel about the music industry from 3 to 5 years? Like, I know, like NAMM show, I don't know if that's going to be happening in 2022. Do you find your company will be at a future NAMM show if possible, or Music Messa, or any kind of music show like that?
Yeah, maybe if it's possible to do it, and it would be a lot of fun. I think we have seen, like in sales, it's going up like a steady curve, and that's fantastic. So I don't know how it is like across the music business because of COVID, if people buy more during COVID times, or but our marketing is mainly through social media. So as our accounts grow and more people get to know about the product, and I think some people are like nerds, and they just want what's out there to improve their sound, and some people, they are satisfied with the sound and are happy with it. So in that way, CRS is, as we talked earlier about frequency and different frequencies, you can have one cymbal mounted this way on the stand and there is no problem. But if you move the arm this way or farther down, you touch other frequency, and then you hear some sound. So the CRS is about be safe in every situation. I think some people, I'm sneak peeking on some forums, and people are talking about the CRS, and some people are saying, oh, I didn't know that was causing, or that was what causing that wooing sound. Or
Right.
so some of my marketing is like educating people and telling them this is what doing that, and some people are mailing me and asking me, I have a snare drum. When I hit my snare, this cymbal is being activated. Can your CRS do something about it? And then I ask them, try to lift off your snare from the stand and hit it. And if the cymbal is activated, it's like happening through air, like, and then you can't do something about it other than change the tuning. It's the same story when you hit a tom and the snares go off.
Yes. We
But
all have
if,
that problem.
yeah, but if the sound or the activation of the cymbal will disappear when you lift off your snare, then it's related to physical vibrations through the floor or through a stand, and then the CRS would do the trick. So it's, for some people, it's education, or like know what's causing what. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it was such a great honor and pleasure to have this interview with you, Jarle. And if you can, give us all your social media and website and email so we could all contact you if you have any questions. You can
Yeah.
talk to the man himself.
Yeah. I just have to remember them all. But the Instagram is Cymbal Resonance System. with a dot in the separating the words. And Facebook is just Cymbal Resonance System, I think. And the email is contact@crsnorway.com.
Jarle, thank you so much. Incredible.
Yeah, thank
Incredible.
you. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first from the man himself, Jarle Johansen, and the wonderful, wonderful unit called the CRS, Cymbal Resonance System. I have them on all my drum kits, and I can't tell you how amazing this thing is. It truly is. And thanks to Trevor Lawrence Jr. for turning me on to this, and to Jarle. And what can I say, Jarle? You've outdone yourself. I love the product, and I'm it's really fun to sit behind my kit and know that my cymbals sound the way they're supposed to sound. So thank you for making that happen. Making a product that we all can use and stand by.
Thank you so much, Kirkee B.
Yes, sir, and thank you. And we will see you soon